Hey, and welcome to my art corner. It's Easter time, and I wanted to paint something to celebrate the occasion. While cleaning, I came across this keychain and thought, here's a victim. So it's time to change it up a little. I wanted to try modifying it a little bit, mainly because I hate the face, and the dumbbells make it look weird. I didn't like it. I used acetone to clear off what little paint it had, just to kind of make it easier and to get any dirt and grime off the surface. Taking my craft knife, I start to gently shave off the dumbbells bit by bit. The plastic was surprisingly soft, which made the whole process really satisfying. To fix it back up, I used Milliput, which is a two-part epoxy clay. Unfortunately, the footage was really shit, but you're not really missing out much. The surface of the bunny was super smooth, which meant that the paint wouldn't stick to it. Therefore, I got out my gesso and gave it a few coats because we don't want the paint peeling off at any point during this process. It's for the best, okay? I got this bunny from a blind bag, and apparently I come to find out it's got something to do with one of those K-pop groups, but not for long. First I wanted to paint it in pastel pink, but changed my mind because I realized it would look way too close to the original color scheme, and this is an original project, so none of that, thank you. So instead, I chose yellow. This particular shade makes it look like I'm painting it with butter. It's not butter, it's paint. Several coats later, I was very happy with the coverage, which meant that I could add more details to it. Using this pale pink, I went in to fill in little details like the inside of his ears, looping the nose, and of course, his little beans. How can you forget the beans? It's something I felt the original was lacking. I painted the bag a nice warm brown to kind of go along with a warmish color scheme, and later after that, I went in and painted in the belly with the same pale pink as I used for the beans, because it just looked a little empty over there. After a while, I decided that it's time to stop procrastinating and work on the face. I was scared to do it, which is why I held it off for so long. I'm not very good at painting faces on 3D objects. I mostly do it on flat things like paper. So this whole thing was a little bit more than out of my comfort zone, but it was fine. I did it in the end. I mixed a lighter blue with which I blocked in the eyes. I start with a tiny dot and progressively made it bigger and bigger and created a shape that I wanted the eyes to look like. I also switched to a smaller brush as I had a lot more control on this small surface, and it'll be less risk of me going out of line with that. I felt like this was a good moment to add the pink cheeks to the bunny, as I didn't have to worry about covering any of the eyes because it didn't add that much detail to it. It was still just flat at this point, so it felt like a good time. While I was also at it, I decided that I wanted the bunny to have a big toothy smile because bunny teeth are kind of cute in a weird way. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to give it like a nice, warm, like a welcoming expression. So, open mouth smile. I got really into painting the face and the big eyes that I forgot to check my camera brightness, so it it just gets worse from here. I hope you enjoy being blind. I don't. The bunny's face had a lot of real estate in terms of face that I felt almost disappointed that the original design had so little in terms of like what it had. It just had like two little dots for eyes and weird triangular eyebrows that didn't even reach its forehead. And where I come in, I give it big ass anime eyes because it's just cute. But that's just me though. Once I start adding the shading to the eyes, I'm not kidding, it looked creepy at first, and once I was kind of done, it looked kind of mad. Like, damn, what did I ever do to you, bunny? Um, yeah, for the longest time, I had to deal with this bunny's very unhappy looking eyes until I finished them. At this point in the process, I decided the mouth needed to be outlined a little bit more. There wasn't like that much stuff defining it. Defining it? Yeah, that's the word. And so I mixed a darker yellow and went over the lip shape with that and kind of defined it a bit more. And I also did that for its hands and feet to kind of give it little paws, more definition to them. And I also couldn't hold myself back and I gave it tiny eyebrows because tiny eyebrows and tiny things are just the cutest. The only thing that needed details was the bag. I thought of giving it little stitch marks to make it kind of look like it's been handmade, like it's, a handmade bag. What else do you want me to say? You know? And I thought because it's a bunny, it would be really cute to put a little carrot on the front. And I did not think of that because there's a giant, massive, like, cave-in section at the front of the bag. And I thought maybe if I just fill it up with paint, it would look normal. That's totally not why I decided to put a carrot right there, right at the crack. I mean, you know how I said earlier that I was using Milliput to fix up the bunny? Yeah, this is what I've done with the leftover. I painted it as an egg to go with my little bunny because I thought it was a good idea since it's Easter season and it's on theme, right? Going back to the egg, I realized there was still something missing from it. And remember my shiny green paint from last time? Yeah, that's what it was missing. It was missing shiny green leaves. And it turned out perfect. I varnished the bunny and the egg off camera because my varnishing process is a giant mess and I'm embarrassed. But after a day of that, and the bunny and the egg were finally done, so say hello to my creation. I've decided to call the bunny Butter because its color just makes me think of butter. It's the cutest little thing I've painted, and the egg is like the best close to hand painted egg I've ever done in my life. And yeah, I'm very happy what I've made. Is probably the best project, this the very best spontaneous project. I did no planning, and that is not a flex. That is just that is just a fault on my end. I should have really planned it because yeah, it was a mess, but I loved it. I love butter. Butter is the best thing I've ever made. I'm so happy with this. And thanks for sticking around.